5. It's a week of 5 words. Well, I got 5 for you right now. 5 words. Blue, belt, buckle, bulge, and oh, baby. You better remember that, because I'm going to ask you later about it. I'm going to ask you later, and you're going to have to remember, or we got some problems. Oh, I'm so excited about this show. Unfortunately, as you can see, Gidget and Ruby are still on their hunger strike. So, what can we say? I'm going to quickly pour a Sanatini pre-prepared. You know, it's the way it is with the pandemic now. You can't, like, go in and get stuff. So I ordered it, and it was a drive-by Sanatini. Anyways, and I also want to, don't want to detract from the people. Oh, more gratuitous bulge and buckle shot. I don't want to give you guys, like, that's one of the things, the people who listen in headphones, it sort of gets them off. So we need to do that. Anyways, got my Sanatini. Hope you got yours. We've got a big show today, as you probably don't remember from last week, which is why I had the cognitive test and why I have the 5 words. I bet you've already forgotten. Jeez. Anyways, I forgot. No. Anyways, we've got the 5 cognitive words. We got this show about sounds funny. Now, this is going to be celebrating some musicians of friends of mine who are not only amazing musicians, but I think could have been and maybe ought to be comedians. Somebody like me. Now, like I always wanted to be a comedian. That was my original plan. But I got more laughs with my playing. So I had to rethink that. Anyways, but sounds funny. We got some great guests who were willing to go outside of their comfort zone, and just hanging with me that's probably a good example of that. And being a guy who is going to not just talk the talk, but walk the walk. Grumps is going to sing the damn theme song tonight. I figure 35 shows, it's about time. Of course, I have to change some of the words to make them first person and not third person. And Grumps, let's face it, he's a bunch of assholes. Anyways, here we go. Turn on that amplifier. Don't try to cross me, I'll leave you in dismay. And don't try to boss me, I'll ruin your whole day. I got more mental problems than my shrink would ever say. I'm obfuscating, prevaricating, and I'm constantly pontificating. I'm procrastinating, cream cheese grating, and forever belly aching. I'm exasperating, aggravating, irritating, and infuriating. And such an ass. Oh, get off my lawn. That's Grumps. How about that, folks? You saw that coming, right? You knew that was going to happen probably like a week ago. I wish I had, because I would have practiced. But, you know, what can you say? Carnegie Hall's even closed. So what's the point of practice anymore, right? How many of you musicians out there had your parents, especially my age, how do you get to Carnegie Hall, man? You know, right? They'd ask this beatnik on the side of the street. They're walking down New York. They're looking for Carnegie Hall. They say, how do you get to Carnegie Hall? And the beatnik goes, practice, man, practice. I mean, for those of you musicians out there, you must have heard that only a million times, probably from your parents, probably when you weren't prepared for your lesson. Anyways, that is a sad thing. So we're going to get right into Sounds Funny. Okay, I'm going to play some blues. Oh, ouch. Something went down in my back right right there. Nasty. Ooh, it's still kind of hurting me. Ooh, that's some ugly jazz shit in there. So with the blues, can you use like sideways 2 5s? You know, it's funny because when I was growing up, I played this organ trio gig over in Oakland. This great organ player named Richard Dorsey. And he always said to me, he said, Bruce, and I was like 17, 16 at the time. He said, brothers get the blues. White boys get depressed. He said, don't worry about it. Just play the way you want. And when you think about it, so much of our world is related around the blues. I mean, everything we kind of do, there's the rhythm of the blues in it, if you're an American, or you grew up here. Ooh, major 7 with the blues. It's always like everything we do, there's like something happens and we talk about it. Like, I woke up this morning and I had a headache. And you say, yeah, I woke up this morning and I had a really bad headache. So you just repeat it, right? I mean, this is in conversation. This is not just us crazy musicians. And then you answer it. Yeah, I woke up this morning and that was the nastiest, worstest headache I ever had. Which ends up rhyming with my head hurt so bad. And you don't even realize how much of your life is based on this particular structure. Which is, I think, such a beautiful tribute to our culture. Gives us musicians an appreciation of the world around us that other people, unfortunately, are unaware of. And they're doing it. And I'm not talking down on you because, let's face it, you're not sitting in front of the TV talking and playing the guitar. You got something better to do on a Saturday night. But, you know, there's one thing about the blues. Everybody's got a blues face. I mean, guitar, especially guitar players, they look like, I mean, when they play the blues, let's face it, it's a blues phase, right? I mean, they look like they smell something really bad. I mean, it's some painful shit there, right? Or it smells really bad and they got to get away from it. But you know, the hardest thing to do in music, and we musicians, we're always talking about playing in 7 or 13, or playing giant steps. No. The hardest thing to do in music, the very hardest thing to do in music, is to play the blues with a smile on your face. Kind of like smooth jazz, actually. Oh, I mean, I didn't say that. Oops, I strike that from the record. He didn't know what he was saying. Woo! Lucky there's an E and a C chord, huh? Ooh, a little double time feel. Funny little triplets, it's like a clown. I'll tell you, that guy was smiling. How many of you would let him babysit your kids? Especially in coronavirus times. That guy is sick. And the thing about the blues, we all like to make jokes about the blues sometimes, but the blues ain't fun when you got them. But the deal with the blues is they're not really about pain, they're about release from pain. And thank the world for the culture that brought us the blues and enabled this American culture of music that I play happen. I'm drinking Sanatinis to you guys right now. And I encourage everybody to hoist one to people like that. Well, here we are. I conscripted some very special people tonight to be involved in this, mostly because not because they're funny and they play great, but also because they have no self-esteem or shame. And I think it's the right time to start with. Okay, first of all, I'm starting with a guy here. He makes some factual misstatements in there. The first one is the assumption that I went to college. I don't take it personally. It doesn't hurt my feelings. I didn't, but I would have had I known about what I know now. But I made a decision not to, but I was lucky because I was living in a town where there was a lot of music, and I was already working with people like, Richie Cole, Eddie Jefferson, and Bobby Hutcherson. So I just kind of made the decision to do that instead. And my father actually disowned me for it. We're a good Jewish family, and for me to not go to college was a big slap in the face to him. And we did, for any of you that really care about my life, we did actually deal with that and come back together in my 20s, and we did get to sort of, it's not like he was like the world's best person either. I've got news for you about that. But anyways, everything's fine. Don't worry. All the real problems that you see with me psychologically are probably not that. They're probably other issues. Another thing, there's a moment where he wants me to answer him, but he really doesn't want me to because he's telling a joke and he's got the punchline. And for those of us who have any comedic integrity, we know not to shit on somebody's joke, right? You just don't do it. Even if if somebody's telling you a joke and you know it, you just say you know it and you walk away, or you know it and you laugh, or you just listen to their way of telling it because it'll be different than yours, right? That is cool. So at this moment in this tape, I'm just going to not answer these jokes, which I know the punchline, not only because I know them, but because I also kind of listened to what he did before I played it for you. However, I do want to tell a quick story before this because it makes sense. And there's a friend of mine who promised he was listening. And I want, he was there. And so he's the guy. So he was the guy who this happened to. I went to a music, I don't know what they call it, convention, symposium, gathering, union hall, hiring, whatever. And there's a lot of great players there. And on the first night, the earliest part of the show of the night, I told this one joke. And everybody loved it. And I'll tell it for you. But throughout the entire convention, or whatever it's called, I kept hearing people telling this joke. And of course, in my egomania, I assumed that I was the guy that started I'm the pyromaniac that started the fire. And it was wonderful to hear all the various iterations of this joke. And then there was one moment, it was the last day, and we were there, and it was me and this guy and a couple of women, his wife and somebody else, and this one particular guy who is like a hugely famous human being. Okay. And we all know one thing about, like I mentioned earlier, comedic integrity. You don't shit on a punchline. You don't co-opt someone's joke. If you don't like it, you say, I've heard it, and you walk away. Or you like me, you listen to how they tell it, and you just dig it. So he was telling, I'll tell this joke first. So here it is. This guy goes into a bar. He puts an octopus on the bar. It's a music bar, obviously, music themed. And he says to the bartender, he says, I got this octopus here. I'll bet you $1,000 he can play any instrument you got in here. And the bartender says, look, I own this place. This is a music bar. I don't know if you see it, but there's lots of instruments here. You really want to do this? And he says, no problem. This octopus can play any instrument you got. $1,000. And the guy says, all right, put the cash up. Puts $1,000 on the bar. Bartender puts $1,000 on the bar, the owner. And he says, okay, no problem. He says, go have him go play the piano over there. He figures that's easy, right? Puts the thing on the piano. Octopus starts playing like Bud Powell. It's like, whoa. Brings him back to the bar. He says, you heard enough? He says, no. You said any instrument in this bar? And he goes, yeah, no problem. So the guy pulls the saxophone that's hanging on the wall off and hands it to the guy. And the guy hands it to the octopus. Octopus starts playing like Lester Young. It's so amazing. Now the owner's really worried. So he says, oh, just a second. Pulls a trumpet off the wall, hands it to him. Thing's playing like Fats Navarro. And for those of you who don't know who Fats Navarro is, that's your homework for this next couple of days. So he plays Fats Navarro, and it's like, the guy goes, oh shit, he's really worried now. His $1,000 is gone. He says, just a second, I got something. Goes to the back room, comes out, throws a pair of bagpipes on the bar. He says, okay, how about that? And he says, no problem. He says, looks at the octopus, go ahead. And so the octopus is sort of crawling around and feeling it here and looking for the, just kind of getting the landscape, as you would say. And after a while, the owner of the octopus says, hey man, play that thing. He says, there's $1,000 on the line. And the octopus kind of looks at him with one eye and says, play it? He said, if I can figure out how to get the pajamas off, I'm going to fuck it. Well, that's the joke. And back to where we were, after me hearing this joke reiterated to me in various ways, a bunch of times, I'm with this friend of mine and his wife and another woman, and he's telling the joke, and he's doing a great job. And this other person who's this extremely famous person, I mean, we'd all know who it is. And at the point where he gets close to the octopus is now feeling around on the bagpipes, this really famous person jumps in and says, oh, and I won't use any what's the word? I won't do any impressions, because if I did it, you would know who it was. So he says, I'll say it in my words. He says, oh yeah, and if I can get the pajamas off, I'm going to make love to it. He completely co-opts the joke, basically ruined it. Now, whether he just needed to be the guy who was the star of the show, which is a very thing about, it's a thing, I just realized the people who are big stars are also very insecure, just like the rest of us, just in a different way. Or if he thought he was saving these two women from hearing the word fuck, which obviously he knew that one of them was the significant other of the guy, and this guy would not say something like that if it was not called for. He would have adjusted the language. It's just, we know that about him. So I think we can pretty well say that this guy just had an issue with not being on the front part of the stage, if we know what I mean. And it was really cool. I realized that's one of the reasons, besides talent and ability and luck, that I'm not famous. So that was a long way to go for this, because now I've talked so long that most of you who want to hear this next guy are bored. So sorry about that. This is a gentleman named Paul Kreibich. Paul Kreibich is a phenomenal drummer. You probably know who he is. Worked with my favorite of his longevity of work. A big thing he did was the Gene Harris Quartet. What a band that was, with Luther Hughes on bass, Ron Echte part of the time, and Frank Potenza, who actually is on this show later. What a great band that was. But also Paul was with Ray Charles, and Paul I got the chance to work with in Charlie Shoemake's band and numerous other bands. We played together for a long time. And Paul is a funny, okay, I'm going to do it this way. Oh shit, and again, you remember me bitching about back. Okay, I think I stopped it. So, oh, no? Okay, you got a geezer here. 5 words. Blue, belt, buckle, bulge, oh baby. Okay, so don't be doing that to me. I'm a stable mate. Boom. Okay, let's see if I can do this. There he is. Now it's way too bright. Grumps knows how to deal with this. And all these people who were on the show thought they were really going to be on some cool show, and now they're completely devastated. But you know, it's better they get to this now, even at their advanced age, than some other time in their life, right? I mean, it's good. It's good to go there. We need to go there. Let's see if this, okay, boom. I'm going to go boom. I'm going to stop it so fast. Only my playing is that fast. Okay. Oh, dang. Boom, boom. Just be careful not to touch the front. Okay, and then I have to turn it on. Then I have to try and get rid of that ugly white border. Okay. Excuse my top of my head. Is it not go? Oh.
And you know, we both doing a lot of touring, a lot of gigs, and we've ended up as college professors. You know, you're at USC. I'm at Cal State Fullerton. And first of all, I want to give a tip to your aspiring drummers over at USC from a longtime pro. And it's a very important thing you need to know in your career, and that is, drummers, when you start to lose your hair, start wearing a stupid little hat. See how that works?
Whoa!
Great.
Oh.
All right.
Oh,
so, you know, drummers have always been the brunt of many, many jokes, and many times they deserve it. So we're doing something special today, Bruce. We're going to have the top 10 drummer jokes and quiz, punchline quiz. So I'm going to tell you the front part of the joke, and you've got just a few seconds to come up with the punchline. And then I'll give you the punchline, and we'll move on to the next one. So we're going to start with number 10, drummer jokes. Number 10, what do you call a guy that hangs out with musicians? A drummer. Drummer joke number 9. How many drummers does it take to screw in a light bulb? It takes 4. 1 to screw it in, and 3 to say, I can do that. Drummer joke number 8. What's the difference between a drummer and a large pizza?
Oh, what? I know.
Large pizza can feed a family of 4.
Oh, man, this is hard to do.
Drummer joke number 7. Did you hear about the drummer who dragged the time so bad, got fired from so many different bands? One day he was so despondent, he went down to the subway, and what did he do?
What?
He threw himself behind a train.
Oh! Oh!
Drummer joke number 6. What do drummers use for birth control?
Ooh!
Their personality.
Woo! I know you.
Drummer joke number 5.
Oh, no, number 5.
How can you tell if the stage is level? The drool is coming equally out of both sides of the drummer's mouth. Number 4 is the trick question. What's the definition of a bass player? A cross between a drummer and a musician. Drummer joke number 3. What do you call a drummer without a girlfriend?
What?
Homeless. Number 2. We're coming in on it. Why do they put drummers in the last rank of the parade right before the horses?
Because they have bigger brains. No, that's not why. Shit.
So, if they have an accident, the guys cleaning up their horses can take care of it.
You see, it's almost the same, but different joke. I'll remind you this one. Big
Drummer
one.
joke number 1. The classic. How can you tell if a drummer's knocking at your door? The knock is rushing.
Oh,
Drummer jokes, thank you very much.
man.
Try the veal.
Okay.
And, you know,
Hold
we
on.
both went to college, but I think we share in common that we learned to play in saloons and gambling halls and jazz clubs, lounges, all the places that gave jazz the seedy reputation it richly deserves. And almost every night, there'd be a time when the band leader would turn to me and he said, "Okay, Paul," and there would be the drum feature of the night. And it was always a tune by Neil Hefti. And I wrote some lyrics to it that will give you an insight into my personality. Also, I would like to let you know I'm playing on this beautiful Ludwig 1928 Black Beauty snare drum.
He can't afford anything
Black
new.
was taken off and it's all brass.
Poor guy. Send him some money.
Etching, so
get him a new drum.
But at some point in the night, the band leader would always say, "Okay, we'd like to feature our drummer on a little thing called Cute."
A little thing, something like, sounds like, smells like, sounds funny.
Some people think I'm cute.
Oh shit.
Especially my left glute. And my right glute is also cute. They say girls like cute glute. I like the sax 5. Don't offer me a toot. I'm an old coot, but in a suit. Some folks still think I'm cute.
I think you're
Take
cute.
it, Bruce.
You want me to take it? Me? Now?
Play it, Bruce. Come on. Get yourself some cowboy licks, baby. Throw that caramel soul.
Oh yeah. Can I play fast now?
Mother said don't forget it, but there you go, you're taking that again. Okay, we're taking over, Bruce. Here we go. This ends my bit for Bruce. He's such a silly guitar of spruce. He keeps it loose. Yes, that's my old pal Bruce. Big finish.
Oh.
Now, B, C. All right, thank you so much. Great to be here. Sayonara, arrivederci, au revoir. Catch you on the rebound.
You see what I mean? He had a completely great career waiting tables, and he decided like to spend all his money on a 1929 snare drum. Really nice choice there, Paul. Paul Kreibich. For those of you who have trouble spelling, you're really going to have trouble. And those of you that don't have trouble spelling are going to have trouble finding him. I will, of course, put it on the Facebook post that lets you know where to find this on YouTube. And for just to spell it out, because it's sort of cognitive test week, Kreibich. Now, there's a lot of options there. And I probably missed something. I missed a few options, but I think I got it right. And if I didn't, he'd forgive me. And plus, what's he gonna do about it? Come over right now and like breathe on me or some ass shit? I don't know, man. Anyways, is this great or what? I don't know. I'm gonna move on quickly because I called some of my friends, and there's one guy who I said he just doesn't like the technology thing. For those of you who know who he is, you'll see it right away. You say, oh, this guy, yeah, he just recently got an iPhone, and it was only because it was like discarded by his wife, and it was easy to do, but I mean, he texting is a mystery to him. He's got basically texticles the size of grande aranciatas, pompelmo, così. Anyways, we know him as Pepe Le Pew. You who know him in some other way, but I'm not going to give it away because he asked me not to mention his name. I think he's worried that it's going to ruin his unemployment. Oh yes, of course. Boom, boom. Okay, so this is my man Pepe Le Pew, the famous French beautiful man. Oops, I needed to do this again. Okay, hold on. It's the mute thing. I mean, there's like 5 things that Grumps has got to do, and Grumps can only do 2 of them at once.
So this elderly Italian gentleman is walking down the streets of San Francisco's North Beach, and he's got a watermelon under each arm. And as he's walking, he passes by a couple of tourists, and one of them says, "Excuse me, sir, could you tell us how to get to Market Street?" So the gentleman puts the watermelons down one at a time, and he looks at them and he says, "I don't know."
I don't know. Thank you, Pepe Le Pew. And for those of you who know who this man is, know how much he's meant to me and means to me my whole life, a true mentor. I would say, and I like to play fast tempos. This guy taught me how to do it, really, in reality. We crashed and burned, and he straightened me out more times than I was crooked. So thank you to Pepe Le Pew. And for those of you who really want to know who he is, you can private message me because we've recorded together and we've played together over the years. And my big love to him. I'm going to move on quick because it's the way GrumpsTV works. We've got so many great guests. I want to get 2 more people in before I just, and I hate that you have to watch a geezer slog with I'm going to start with his playing first, and he actually told the story for us too. So I'm going to do the playing. I'm going to do it quick and stop it. Stop. Okay, I'm going to do it like this. That's good. I'm going to start it. Looks good, pretty good there. Okay, start. First. Oh, hold on. Yeah, right. Remember I learned about that. Get the mute ready. Okay. You see, when we go network, we'll have a tech guy doing this. Or maybe this damn thing will be over and the people can actually sit right next to me and we can do it. Oh my God, but then they'd have to smell my breath and my bulge would not allow too many people in the room at one time. Hey, check out that earring. You know the story of that. looks like it's having trouble playing the video, but it still looks like they're recording it. So I'm going to guess you're still watching it out there, folks. Of course, on YouTube, it's happening. And I understand why they had trouble about it, because that was some burning flame. Part of me wants to start it again. But I'm just going to keep going because it shows that there is some uploading happening. Bam! 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 That was Frank Potenza. I'm going to start it again. I may even do it again because we got time. Boom. Boom. And I don't care because I said end it. Okay. Now I'm going to start it again. I'm going to go home. And all you people on YouTube are used to watching Grumps fight with Mark Zuckerberg. And I'm going to, right now, I'm going to challenge Mark Zuckerberg to a cognitive test duel. 5 words. Remember what they were. Blue, belt, buckle, bulge. Oh, baby. Right? Okay, I'm back. All you people are going to have to come back. Boom, add a title, go live. I'm just going live. Anyways, I already am live with all you YouTubers who I really thank you for coming on. And I think we're back, sort of. And if we're not, we're not. I feel like doing this again anyways. Welcome back, everybody. There was a glitch there. That was so much fun, and I really didn't get a chance to properly introduce it. So I am going to do that now, which is quickly say that this is my friend Frank Potenza. He was, who I mentioned, was also in that Gene Harris group that was so great. And I want to do this again because it was so much fun. This is a song I recorded back in the early 80s with Lanny Morgan. It was his, I believe it was his first solo record. He was in Super Sax at the time, that great band. And this is a song he wrote called Friends Again, based on Just Friends. And I have not played it since that day, and until I just did. And cognitive test, baby. Well, it's easy to play shit you learned when you were like 20. Anyways, I'm going to, okay, we know that where we are now. I'm going to do it again because we can, because it's my show, and then we'll have my friend Frank finish it off here. Oh, my turn. Frank Potenza, badass guitar player, was great in that protege of Joe Pass's, it was in that amazing band with Gene Harris. He's done lots of things, got lots of great solo records, and a funny man. And he, not only does he work with me at USC, but he's also was instrumental, pun intended, on me being there. When Joe DiOrio had his stroke, he offered me the opportunity to teach there, and I accepted, and I've been there 14 years now, so either I did something right or no one's figured it out.
That I got from watching the very end of an episode of The Honeymooners. And so Ralph Cramden, Jackie Gleason's character, is preparing a speech in which he's going to tell this joke that he's written. And the joke is that it's in the days of King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table. And so King Arthur summons Sir Lancelot because he needs him to do to go on an important mission. And so Lancelot comes in and he says, I need you to do this right away. And Lancelot says, I'll go down to the stables now and get the horse ready. And he goes down to the stables, and it's this incredibly stormy night, and the stables have broken open. All the horses have escaped, and all he can find in the stable is this Great Dane that's tethered. So he puts a saddle on the Great Dane, and he goes back to King Arthur, and he says, all the horses are gone, but he says, I can go on your mission using this Great Dane. And he shows him the Great Dane that he's saddled, and so King Arthur's line is, why wouldn't send a knight out on a dog like this?
Oh! Whoa! Somebody wins. Potenza for the win. Alert everybody, alert everybody. Okay, moving on. There's another gentleman I want to celebrate here. For those of you who've heard my cowbop band know, might have come in contact with a man named David Jackson. David Jackson is an amazingly talented, funny star. To me, he's like got all the qualities. He's inspiring, he's funny as shit, he's talented, gets you every time. And I've been begging him to do something for the show. Finally, he did. And so this is his... He was in, when I met him, he was in a band called New West. He still is in that band. They're a trio of Western original music, and they're with Raul Reynoso and Mike Fleming. It's a fantastic band. I highly suggest you check that out. David was on the Andy Williams Show for years. He was in the new Crispy Minstrel. The new Krusty? No. Shit. He said it so many different ways that I can't remember. The new Christy Minstrel. He was in that band. At least he said he was. Now, maybe they would, oh, hold on, I got to stop this quick. And of course, you all know that Grumps has a name called Bruce, and he also has a name, a lot of people call him Bruce because of his Italiophile tendencies. So whatever you hear, ignore that. Just listen to the talent and the funniness that's happening here.
Always drunk in San Francisco, in the key of F, please. I need to do this because I was just told to step away from the refrigerator. Got to hold my stomach in. Tommy Wolfe wrote this in the 60s and handed me this sheet music in 65, and I'm just now getting around to where I might be able to get through it. Help me out here, will you? Key of F.
Good luck with that. Okay.
I'm always drunk in San Francisco. I always stay out of my mind. But if you've been to San Francisco, they say that things like this go on all the time. It never happens nowhere else. Maybe it's the air. Can't really seem to help myself. What's more, I don't care. I'm always drunk in San Francisco.
Woo! That's a cool tune.
I'm never feeling any pain.
Yeah, well.
But tell me, why does San Francisco, just like a lover's kiss, go straight to my brain? I guess it's just the mood I'm in. trunk in San Francisco, and I don't drink at all.
Wow.
What do you think?
Man, that was beautiful, Jackson. Oh, you're my man. Okay, so I made him tell a joke too because he's just really Grumps. I'm sure you see. Oh, Grumps stole stuff from this guy and hadn't even paid him. So there you have it. That's the story of life. Jackson, come get it. I'm here. I admit it. I'm admitting it in public. I got it from you. Now I just can't get rid of it. What? Dang. I must have hit the mute thing wrong. Let's go back there. Let's go back here. Boom.
So,
Okay. Now I got that. So, you heard the so part, right? Boom. No? Boom.
we're given to his community.
Okay.
So he made an appointment.
Hold on, I can get it back. Oh, there you go.
So, the United Way did some research, discovered that the city's most successful businessman had never donated to the United Way, never given to his community. So he made an appointment, went to his lavish office, sat down and mentioned as much to him. And he said, "Did your research show that my mother, who's dying, has massive medical bills? Did it show that my brother, who's blind, in a wheelchair, disabled veteran, left his family with no means of support? Did it show that my sister, whose husband died in a horrific car accident, left her with a massive big mortgage and no way to support her two children, both disabled, one with massive learning disabilities and the other with physical disabilities, no way to pay for them? Did it mention any of that?" United Way said, "So sorry, sir, we really didn't realize this was the situation." Businessman said, "If I never gave them any money, why would I give any to you?"
See? So there! As I like to say, fuck you! Strong letter to follow. Well, once again, an hour has flown by. I want to thank my guests. I want to let you know that we've got a big plan for you. According to, intermediaries that discuss things like this, my agent and our production company, that Gidget will be back next Wednesday, and Ruby will be too. So for those of you worrying about Ruby and Gidget's health, they're just basically, it was a holdout, but also a rehab and a spa thing that was sort of COVID intensive, but they're kind of going COVID 20 so they can be ahead of the game, because basically all the rest of us seem to be behind it. Want to remind you all that nothing wrong with laughing, nothing wrong with making fun of yourself, nothing wrong with making fun of other people. It's okay. Yes, I've got a toilet paper earring off my ear. So let's all chill out, take deep breaths. I know they want us to be outraged, and believe me, there's tons of it to do, but that's the way they get us. Don't go for it. Be sober, be clear, and make the world better by showing these motherfuckers they can't play us like that. And that's as political as Grumps is going to get tonight. I do have a bunch of great music to play for you soon, and I am practicing my ass off to be worthy of what little attention you decide to give me. And until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay out of trouble, because we need you. Okay, come on.
Don't try to cross him, he'll leave you with dismay. And don't
She sounds better than me, huh?
he'll ruin your whole day. He's got more mental problems than a shrink could ever see. He's obfuscating, prevaricating, and constantly pontificating, procrastinating, queen cheese grating, and forever validating, exasperating, aggravating, irritating, and infuriating, and such an asshole. That's
Get off my lawn!
Grumps.
What can I say? Slam the door. Most of all, everybody take care of each other. Don't let these assholes fuck with our shit. We need to get together to play music. So if that means staying home a little longer, if that means whatever it means, let's figure out a way to do it. For you musicians who are so strong and have such strong opinions and such great things to say, there's lots of places to say it, and we need your voice. Get involved. You don't have to yell on Facebook like me, though. I'm a loser. You make us all a winner. Okay? So what are our 5 words? Our 5 words, remember, start it off. You know? And you were putting him down for it. Boom, boom. Sorry, people on YouTube. I'm getting rid of Facebook. And it didn't look like it worked, but whatever. That's right. Blue, belt, buckle, bulge. Oh, baby.